I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
There it is, man. There it is, man. We had to wait on the applause, man. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Unfazed with JJ and your boy AJ. We are excited for today's episode. I know I have a lot to get off my chest today in regards to the topics that we have lined up for you guys. My boy JJ, my boy Joe, how you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm feeling great. Great playoff basketball. We saw the Pacers hit a game. Tyrese Halliburton, the most underrated player, hit a game winner on the Bucks. We got the Magic up right now on the Celtics, and the Pistons up by now on the Knicks. And then we got the Clippers and Nuggets tonight. Great slate of basketball tonight. And I'm ready for the show too.
Yeah, man. That Clippers and Nuggets series, man. We're not touching too much on that, man. But it's been special. It's been special to watch, man. It's been special to watch. But before we get to playoff basketball, we gotta talk a touch about the NFL draft. Just for a moment. Because we saw Sheduer Sanders, a guy who may have been supposed to be a first-round draft pick, at the very latest, a second-round draft pick. We saw him slide all the way down to the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. They say it's the slide heard around the world, Joe. Everybody's talking about it. The viewership went up and everything on the NFL draft throughout the days. You know, most of the time after the first round, ain't nobody watching. But them diehard NFL fans, diehard college football fans, nobody watching. But everybody was watching every day to see where Sheduer would get drafted. Then he got drafted in the 5th round, and everybody stopped watching again. So, Joe, got to ask you, man, watching him slide all the way down to the 5th round of the NFL draft, how you feel about it, man? What's your thoughts? What were you thinking as you saw Sheduer consistently slide round after round after round after round after round to the 5th?
I was shocked. I was flabbergasted, astonished. Shout out to HaHa Davis. But I was shocked because I feel like everybody had Sheduer either their best quarterback on the board or second best quarterback on the board. But there were plenty of quarterbacks that were chosen before him. And then we heard some things after he got drafted, we heard things before. And then after he got drafted, you heard things about how, coaches in like his interviews, he wants to prepare. You hear all this negativity of basically him thinking that he's above the law. Like, not the law, but his play wasn't matching the celebrity status, basically, or how he was treating the draft. That's what I've been hearing. But AJ, it's gonna be a blessing in disguise. I love the situation for him. I love it. If you are a competitor, you would love the situation. Sheduer is finally an underdog, AJ. Finally, he's an underdog. He goes from being, oh, we expect you to do this, to, oh, I gotta prove this. That's where he's at now. It's come from expectations to proving now. And I don't like saying I'm going to prove you wrong. I like saying prove myself that I was right about who I am. And I think that's what the mindset Sheduer has to have. But it's a humble beginning for him. A lot of great things came from humble beginnings, AJ. Look at the GOAT, Tom Brady. 6th-round draft pick. Humble beginnings. I mean, I know this guy, I'm about to name the other GOAT. He's a 3rd overall draft pick, but he got drafted to a big man's league. There was gonna be no guards on win a championship. You can't win MVP and win a championship. You can't live. No. You can't win a scoring title win a championship. And he did it 4 times, I think. 6 times he won a championship. So greatness, a lot of greatness comes from humble beginnings. I go to biblical times, AJ. Joseph. I mean, he had 9 brothers that sold him as a slave. And he became second-hand man to the king. Like, come on now. David, he was the keeper of the sheep, AJ. And he became King David, the keeper of the whole Israelites, all that stuff. King David. Jesus Christ himself, AJ. He was born basically in a farm. I mean, he was hay around when he was born. Humble beginnings. Man was a carpenter. Who didn't know? And guess what? Yeah, Lord and Savior. So I'm happy that he's coming from humble beginnings in the NFL. Think about it. Here's his redemption right here, AJ. Let's walk it down. This is how this going. This is a storybook right here. Mm-hmm. You got the Cleveland Browns owner. You got Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield leads your organization to their first playoff victory in I don't know how many years. I didn't do the research, but the research probably won't take me back so far. But it's been a long time since they won a playoff game. And what do? OBJ comes in, a lot of drama. OBJ dad brings in a tape of Baker missing his son all the time. And you feed into the media, you feed into the hype, and you go and pay a guy $230 million fully guaranteed, the highest fully guaranteed contract in NFL history, and you get rid of Baker, the guy who lets you your first playoff win. You get rid of him. Deshaun Watson comes back, he's trash. Mm-hmm. He gets hurt, though. Joe Flacco comes in, gets you to the playoffs. All season comes, you let Joe Flacco walk, you bring back Deshaun Watson in the start lineup, trash again. And you say, you know what? We made a mistake. Let me go get Joe Flacco. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring you back. We need a backup for you. Go get Kenny Pickett. He was with the Super Bowl champions. We'll get Kenny Pickett. Boom. And now we don't have another quarterback. Okay, I'm going to draft Gabriel. And then the owner say, you know what? Y'all need to draft Sheduer. Because we all know it was the owner that stepped in. And you can see the GM face when they got drafted. You draft Sheduer. Now Sheduer has an opportunity to come in. And you telling me I got to beat out Gabriel, Kenny Pickett? Joe Flacco might start this year, but it's going to be my team next year. And not only Sheduer could have a redemption, the owner, AJ, the owner could be the reason why they went to the dumps with Deshaun Watson, and the very reason why with Sheduer, they could get I'm not going to say get back, they never were, get to the situation where they are winning consistently. Because I believe Sheduer is that good that he could come in there. I don't think he's that good right now, but I think the mindset he has, the work ethic he has, the people he has around him, he can get to the level where they can start winning consistently. So I love the situation for Sheduer. And come on, man. It's overcoming the adversity. Humble beginnings.
Joe, I like your approach. I like your approach to the topic. I got a completely different approach, which is why I like your approach to the topic. Even though I don't mind the situation, you know, I don't mind him being the underdog for the first time in a long time. I don't mind him coming in and being the guy that's got to kind of earn his keep and prove himself right. How this all went down to me, it's so stupid to me, bro. And every year, I feel like GMs and owners, they outthink themselves, they outsmart themselves, and they show us why they are garbage, bro. They show us. It's plain as day. It's plain as day. Okay, so Cam Ward, great player. Didn't mind him going overall, number 1 overall. I thought Sheduer was better than Cam Ward. That's just me. I think he's a little better, but we understood Cam Ward going number 1 overall. He was on my big board. He was going to go number 1 overall. I expected that. Jackson Dart. I like Jackson Dart, especially since he said he mimicked his game after Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. I wasn't mad at it. You're lucky I can't find my hat, or you lucky I can't. It's not in the arm's reach right now to put that on real quick. They took it off, just, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind it. Jackson Dart. Okay, cool. Then when we get to what's his name? Tyler Shout, however you say his name. Show, and you get to Jalen Monroe and Dylan Gabriel. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's utter disrespect. Now, before I get to these teams, I don't want to completely let Sheduer off the hook. I don't want to completely let Sheduer off the hook, because if it's true that he's in these interviews and he just butchering these interviews purposely, some of this fall on you, Sheduer. Like we can't bypass that. Somebody, we understand the confidence and all of that, but if you in interviews trying not to get the job, we can't be too mad you ain't get the job. If you go in front of a job, you go in front of a hiring manager and you sit there and they like, okay, so why should we hire you? And you like, I don't think you should. The hiring manager gonna say, okay, well, I guess on to the next. So I do get it from that perspective. So he does take some accountability there. Prime Deion Sanders, there's some accountability on his end too. Him talk about, I want my son to go here. I wouldn't want my son to play for this franchise, so they have a part in it. But the 5th round, bro, I'm looking at these teams. I'm going through my notes. I'm looking at the draft and I'm going through my notes. And I can't stand when people say 32 teams passed on Sheduer. 32 teams ain't passed on Sheduer. It's really about 7, 8. You narrow it down to the teams that actually needed a quarterback. Because, Buffalo not going to draft Sheduer. Why would you? You know what I'm saying? Washington not going to draft Sheduer. Why would you? Philadelphia not right. Philadelphia not going to draft Sheduer. Why would you? The Chiefs not going to draft Sheduer. Why would you? Like the teams that have great quarterbacks, they're not going to draft Sheduer. So you might as well narrow it down to the teams that need a quarterback. The Giants, come on, bro. I get it, though. You got a premier edge rusher, and you got your guy. So I can't be too mad at them. If they like Jackson Dart a little better, and that was their guy, they got their edge rusher. They moved back into the 1st round. They got their quarterback. Okay, scratch them off. That's fine. I got the Jets on here as well. I know they got Justin Fields, but you seeing him slide to the 3rd, 4th round, why not? I understand not going to get him with the 1st round pick because you got your guy. But at the same time, is he proven to be a quality starting quarterback just yet? Justin Fields, not really. So if I'm the Jets, I'm going to get Sheduer if I see him in the 3rd or 4th round, right? Okay, cool. You got the New Orleans Saints, bruh. Come on, bro. The team that took Tyler, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. What we doing, bro? What we doing? Y'all ain't had a good quarterback in place since Drew Brees, bro. And that was a good minute ago. A quarterback that's going to get y'all over the hump. And this is who y'all reach for? A guy that, to be quite frank, unless you studied college football, you didn't know who he was. You know who he was. Nobody knew who the man was until, oh, snap. Who is this guy? Oh, he played for Louisville? Okay, we ain't talking about Lamar Jackson from Louisville. We talking about this guy that we never heard of. We got to really do the research, look at the stats, look at the accolades. We have not heard of it. Nobody's heard of this guy. But that's the guy that you want to go get. Okay, I guess, right? You got the Colts. Personally, for me, if I'm the Colts, I'm looking at it too. Richardson has been kind of shaky. Maybe not the 1st round pick, 2nd or 3rd. I'm looking to take him. I feel the same way about Seattle, in all honesty, because you know how I feel about what's the boy just played for the
Sam Darnold.
There you go, Sam Darnold. You know how I feel about Sam Darnold. Never been the biggest fan of Sam Darnold, right? He only gonna be there for a little bit. He can't be the long-term solution. He just, in my opinion, he just can't be. So again, 2nd, 3rd round, hey, where's Sheduer at? And last but not least, before I get to Cleveland, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't listen. If I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you can't push to me that my team wants to win anymore, bro. You can't push it to me no more, bro. Who is in charge? If Mike Tomlin is in them rooms, which I know he is, and he got some pull in them rooms, which I know he does, how in the world do you let Sheduer slide to the 5th round and you don't take him? You don't have a starting quarterback in place. You waiting on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has made it clear he really don't want to play for y'all like that. He made it clear, I'm waiting on Minnesota. I might just retire. Like, y'all are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why are y'all waiting hand and foot for Aaron Rodgers, who might not even be the same guy that he was way back when he was nice, who might not be as good for y'all when y'all got an opportunity to get a young guy, Sheduer Sanders, in the third, fourth, not even the first round, but in the third, fourth round, you got a chance to get Sheduer and you don't? And then you got the Cleveland Browns, who drafted, what's the guy's name again? Pull it back up. Dylan Gabriel with the 94th pick, and then turn around and drafted Sheduer Sanders after that. You know how stupid y'all look? Now you got 2 quarterbacks you done drafted. Both quarterbacks coming in thinking they got a chance to be the starter. One of them you're going to have to let rock or be the backup. And you spent the draft pick on them for what? We know it ain't going to be Sheduer. That's going to be the backup. We know he's going to be the starting quarterback at some point. To me, it all just looks goofy on every part. In all honesty, it looked goofy for Sheduer to be in these interviews talking crazy, because I know he probably was. I know there's some truth to that. I know he alienated some guys. It looked goofy on Deion Sanders' part to be, hey, if I want him to play for this team, this is how it's going to go. Da, 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 da. It looked, to me, even worse for these teams who need a quarterback. To go out there and to not draft him because of pride and ego, because that's what it boiled down to. Pride and ego. Nah, we don't want to do it. We don't want to play with him. We don't want to win with him. You're not winning at all, bro. The teams I just mentioned, when's the last time we seen the Giants win? The last time we seen the Jets win? The last time we seen the Saints win? The last time we seen the Colts, the Seahawks, the Steelers? Half these teams don't even win their division. They don't even win their division. If you're Pittsburgh, when's the last time you won your division? You're in a division with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. I mean, bro, are we serious right now? To me, bro, I thank God I'm an Eagles fan, because what's also not talked about is the Eagles is about to draft Sheduer Sanders. The Eagles was about to take him. The Eagles said he's sliding to the fifth round. All right. Now, Rose is like, look, if this is what y'all doing, I guess we'll take him and we'll figure out what we might have to trade him, move him, make him a solid back, whatever you know what I mean? And then the Browns say, you know what, let's trade up. No, so now you want to trade up over Philadelphia to draft Sheduer because you don't want him to come to Philly. Come on, y'all, bro. To me, it was, the whole situation was just so stupid to me, Joe. I'm happy he got drafted in general, but them teams that passed on the quarterback, this is what I'm going to say. Y'all better pray Sheduer is trash. Because if he come out and he is the baller that he's supposed to be, and now he playing for Cleveland in the same division as Pittsburgh. Oh, you boys, as a fan, if I'm a fan of them teams, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm not going to no games. I might get some people together to boycott outside of the stadium. I'm hot, Joe. I don't care what he said in them interviews, bro. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do if you're trying to win. You gotta do what you gotta do if you're trying to win.
But let me ask you this though. Is he better than Caleb Williams?
I don't think he's better than Caleb Williams.
Like,
as a prospect, I don't think he's better than Caleb Williams.
Jaden Daniels?
No.
Bo Nix?
Maybe not as a prospect. You
gotta think about it. Now, what if Bo Nix came into his draft acting how Sheduer act? And people said, bro, you're not even worth the talent to be acting like this. That's what the thing is, really. The thing is, like, he moving like he is a Cam Newton, a Caleb Williams. You know, he's moving like he's a for sure number 1 overall pick. Like, he has the talent to overcome, which I think he can. I believe he's the best pure pocket passer. But in 2025, everybody wants to do a threat.
Right.
So like, teams feel like he's not good enough of the celebrity he is, which I can understand, because you hear the thing about Dayball. Oh, I forgot the guy's name. A credible source. He's one of the guys that covered the draft. I forgot his name. He said that Brian Dayball interviewed this dude, and he was not prepared for the interview. And then when he was criticized, Sheduer didn't like to be criticized. He didn't like it. So Brian Dayball, it turned him off. And then another thing, AJ, think about this. The Giants never told you they were picking you. And you telling people, we know where we're going, and you show up to the game with the Giants cleats. So now with the Giants getting your boy, I can't think of his name right now. It just tell me they
Jackson
didn't even
Dart.
told. Yeah, they didn't even told just not. They didn't even told Sheduer. They didn't even tell Sheduer they was going to draft them, and he was moving like they was going to draft him. Like he was moving like he was entitled. So go ahead.
But to me, it would make more sense if those guys was in this draft class, though. Like if you had a Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, even a JJ McCarthy or a Michael Penix in this draft, like last year's draft class was really loaded. If we being honest, I think all of those quarterbacks are going to be pretty good in the league. In all honesty, I think JJ McCarthy he didn't get a chance to play. Drake May. Like I literally think and JJ McCarthy in this situation with the Vikings, I think he's gonna be good too. I think all those quarterbacks are gonna be really solid starting caliber quarterbacks. Some of them just gonna be solid. Some of them, obviously, they're gonna be. We see Jaden Daniels. Some of them gonna be solid to great to excellent. You know what I mean? It will be one thing if those guys were in this draft class, bro. Dylan Gabriel, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tyler Stroud, route. Come on, bro. Like, I get it, but like after Jackson Dart, it just got real disrespectful, bro. Jalen Monroe. Trash, bro. He trash, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I understand y'all don't like the man personality. He might not have been prepared. He still gave you 4,000 passing yards last season, 37 passing touchdowns to just 10 interceptions, 4 rushing touchdowns. And if we're being honest, Colorado, even though they had solid weapons, Colorado wasn't a juggernaut team where you had the best offensive line and the absolute best weapons and the best running back and the best defense. Like, no, Colorado was really, to me, it was about Sheduer Sanders and Travis Hunter. And probably Horn Jr. That was the team. That was the team for real. Like, and so it's impossible to look at everything that Travis Hunter did without looking at everything that Sheduer did to put him in position to be great, at least on one side of the field. And so it's like when you look at it from that perspective, this draft class is not deep at the quarterback position. Number one, when you look at what the young man had to overcome in Colorado, not to mention just the spotlight being on him, his dad being the head coach in Deion Sanders, right? So you got to deal with that on top of your offensive line. Maybe for 2 straight years was one of the worst in the nation.
Terrible.
And you still went out there and played like that last year was pretty good.
It was.
He definitely better. He's most definitely better than the guys that was drafted before him. If you want to take Cam Ward and Jackson Dart, I might not fully agree, but I understand that more than you going to take Gabriel and Tyler Shout and Jalen Monroe and all these guys that you know if you're an NFL GM. Come on, bro. Y'all know. And then again, he's going to be nice. Whether y'all like him or not, he's going to be good. Mm-hmm. So when he come out and kill y'all, whether y'all like his attitude or not, y'all gonna look stupid. Because I guarantee these other organizations, unless Jackson Dart, you know what I'm saying, pays off as a pick, these other organizations are gonna turn around and they're gonna be just as trash next year and the following year looking for a quarterback, looking for a guy. Like, and then last thing, and we can move on to this because I definitely want to get to playoff basketball. They have to understand, and this is what I said weeks before the draft. They got to understand everything that comes with Sheduer Sanders. All right, bro, arrogant. He ain't the first arrogant quarterback to come out of the draft. He's not the first arrogant position or arrogant player to come out of the draft. All right, he got Deion Sanders as a father. All right, that's extra. You ain't really had to deal with that before. That's a lot that comes with him, right? But if you just take the time to put that to the side for a moment, even if you don't say we don't take him we not taking bro in the first or the second round. Take him out of the first 2 rounds. We take him with the 3rd round. You know what comes with drafting this kid? Like I said before, the numbers of the NFL draft skyrocketed because Sheduer Sanders was on the board in the 5th round. Who watching the NFL draft in the 5th round? Not me. I don't know if you was, but I wasn't. I didn't care.
Most people aren't.
You know what I mean? But to see where Sheduer is going, I'm refreshing ESPN. You know what I mean? I'm checking. I'm texting like, yeah, Sheduer get drafted. Like people paying attention. The jerseys. He's already a top selling jersey for rookies, right? He bringing a different aura and culture with him. Rappers gonna be there. Artists gonna be there. Celebrities gonna be there. Play like the money, the revenue that he's gonna bring to your team on top of the talent. In my opinion, if I'm being honest, I never met Sheduer. I think it outweighs the attitude, bro. At the very least, even if he trash, your organization gonna make more money. At the very least, he gonna put butts in seats. At the very least. And at the end of the day, if you have a draft player that ends up being a bust, that's all you could. At least we got somebody that's putting butts in seats. At least we selling tickets. We could put him on the ticket, a picture of Sheduer Sanders on the ticket. He might not be playing well, but people love him. So at least we making money in the process. You ain't what tickets you selling drafting Jalen Monroe and Tyler Stroud, and all these other dudes. Come on, bro. You're not selling no tickets off that. You're not selling them off winning either. It's just to me, Joe.
That's the only one I don't understand. Just like all the teams you name. I look at the Jets. They just signed Justin Fields. So like keep Justin Fields or keep Fields bringing Sheduer with all this arrogant stuff in everybody's mind that he got. We're going to keep Fields. I'm cool with that. The coach, and then also just got a brand new head coach.
Yeah,
a no nonsense type head coach from the defensive coordinator from the Lions. The coach got Steichen, your boy Steichen. People saying he on a hot seat because the Jay Rich is racing. So now they already messed up on quarterback. So they just brought in Daniel Jones, and last thing they want is another quarterback controversy. The last thing they want. So I get that. Seahawks, a young head coach, second-year head coach, want to be a defensive-minded head coach. You know, they just signed Sam Darnold. So I get it, not bringing the drama. You just signed Sam Darnold. You bring in Sheduer, all the fans going to be screaming, bring in Sheduer. Oh, play Sheduer. Whenever Sam Darnold play bad, throw Sheduer. No matter how good Sheduer looking training camp, they're going to beg for you to put him in the game.
That's fair.
And then they brought in Jalen Monroe. I mean, you should be happy. They compare him to your boy, Jalen Hurts.
Bro, to me, he ain't no Jay Hurts to me, bro. He ain't, bro. But my bad, go ahead.
So the thing, I like Jay Hurts had a better college career. I feel like Jalen Monroe made Alabama look worse than what it is, but it's really Nick Saban not being there, in my opinion, right?
That's fair.
But so that's that. I feel like Nick Saban was there; he would have had a better college career. But a lot of the scouts were high on Jalen Monroe through the draft process. You know, so Daniel Orlovsky said that he has high potential. He said right now he's not the guy, but his potential is really high though. So that's why you bring him in a situation where you know he's not gonna play. The Steelers, when the Steelers didn't draft him, AJ, I knew something was up. I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew something was up. And like you said, and I second you. I don't want to hear. I know Vaughn, my brother, he loved the Steelers, and he always said don't have a quarterback. That's one thing I can't hear this year. We don't have a quarterback because you had a chance to get a quarterback, and the Giants got Justin Dark. So the only one I don't understand are the Saints. For real, like if they got a new head coach, I get that. But the quarterback you brought in, I was like the Snoop on Breakfast Club. Who? that's who I was when I saw the pick. We were live on R2O show, and they announced who they picked, and I was like, who? I watch CTC all the time. Never heard Carl talk about this dude.
Bro. Come on, bro. It got to the point where it was mad disrespectful. Like, all right, this is mad disrespectful now, bro. This clearly, like, they clearly doing this on purpose now, bro. This crazy work. That's nasty work, bro. Like, that's nasty
and
work.
And Dylan Gabriel too. I don't get that on one either. Like, I was back in the Browns. I'm like, maybe they're punting. They drafted it. They traded their picks because they drafted for next year's draft. They don't feel like this drive is good enough. I get it. And then they draft this dude. I'm like, all right, everything I just say out the window. Like,
yeah.
So,
crazy, bro.
Man. But what was crazy, we thought Lakers in 5. But it just might be Wolves in 5. That's what we should have titled it. Is it was in 5? That's what we should have titled the thing. Like, hey, you the Laker man. You was excited. I remember you coming on, and we was making our predictions. He's like, hey, Carl. I forgot Carl said something. Hey, Carl, should I hit on with the Lakers in 5? And I was with you. I picked Lakers in 5. But the Wolves are up 3-1. LeBron's done it before. But it was Cleveland LeBron. So, AJ, are the Lakers done?
Joe, they better not be.
Uh-oh.
They better not be. As a Wolves analyst, as a Wolves fan in a way, because I cover the team and I talk about the team all the time, I'm really looking forward to 4 Wolves takes. If you're watching and you're a Wolves fan, this for me, Joe probably gonna give you some stuff. For me, this ain't for you. You might want to click off. This about the Laker fan in me today. This about the Laker fan in me today. We're gonna get to the Wolves side tomorrow. I have not been more disappointed in a Lakers team like this, maybe since Kobe, Dwight, and Steve Nash. It's been that long. I look at this series as the most avoidable 3-1 deficit I ever seen, Joe. This 3-1 deficit has been so avoidable. I admit, the Wolves are a stiffer matchup than I thought they will be. For when it comes to size, when it comes to matchups. I mean, you got Julius Randle on LeBron. It's a tough matchup, right? You got Jaden McDaniels on Luka. It's become a tougher matchup than I think either one of us thought, given what we saw last year, right? And then you got Anthony Edwards on AR. That's crazy. Something I didn't really think about. It's like, yo, AR, he not, as much as I love Austin Reeves, you not doing nothing with Anthony Edwards as a defender. It's just not happening, right? But what makes me mad is how these games have gone, Joe. First game of the series, it's like they took the night off. Luka, offensively, was the only player that showed up. Didn't show up defensively, but offensively, he's the only player that truly showed up. After the game, I'm listening to LeBron. Hey, sometimes you got to adjust to the physicality. Sometimes, it just takes a minute. JJ Redick said, hey, man, we got to remind these guys this is playoff basketball. They'll be better next game. And I say, I'm going to chalk it up to that. It's game 1. Game 1s are weird. They're weird. It happens. You come out game 2, you get a dub. Okay, cool. You going on the road. You're getting ready to play a Wolves team that is not, and I stand by this. They are not a good home team. They do not play well at home, especially in the postseason. We saw it last year. They don't play well at the crib. It continued in the regular season this year. They don't play well at home. To add to that, they are not a good crunch time team. They're one of the worst crunch time teams in the NBA, while the Lakers were one of the better teams in the NBA when they added Luka. They knew how to close games. I said, finally, the Lakers can close games. But what happens? Luka comes out in game 3. Luka's sick. He can't move. He got some type of stomach bug. I don't know if he drank too much the night before. He had some bad pizza or just whatever. He's sick, so he's not the same. So now LeBron doing everything he can on both sides of the ball, dropping 38 and defending at a high level to try to get a win. But, of course, he don't score for the last 2-3 minutes of the game. Typical LeBron at this point in his career, right? We lose that game. Then you come back, you turn around, and this game 4, Joe, 7-point lead, 8-point lead, 10-point lead, 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 blown. All in the span that felt like 30 seconds. All in the span of what felt like 30 seconds. I got some numbers to throw at you, Joe. First thing I want to throw at you is this. Last 5 minutes of game 3 and 4. 3 and 4. LeBron, 0 points. 0 of 3 from the field. No free throws. Luka, 2 points. 1 of 3 from the field. Last 5 minutes. This is 2 games combined. 2 games in crunch time. These boys have combined for 2 points, 1 of 4 from the field, no free throws. Anthony Edwards, 12 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. The man has outscored the both of them in the last 2 games in the crunch. The Lakers have lost just about the end of every quarter in the series. They can't close. They can't even close a quarter, let alone the game. Forget closing, nigga. Let's close a quarter. Let's close the first quarter right. We got a 10-point lead. Let's let it stay at 10. Let's get it to 13. Let's not let it go all the way down to 4 because somebody done missed a wide open layup and now the momentum just swung and now Nas Reed hitting threes, Anthony Edwards hitting threes, things of that nature. The Lakers, forget that. The Lakers have lost the fourth quarter of this series by 36 points. How the hell is this happening on LeBron James and Luka Doncic's watch? This has been an issue for us for the last 4 years, bro. We can't close to save our lives. We can't close to save our lives, bro. And I'm looking at these games. I'm looking first at Luka. This man want to come up court. Every possession, run to the same corner, get trapped, act like he'd never seen a trap in his life. Turn his back to the defender, guys reaching around him, getting steals nonstop, running around him, getting steals nonstop. He looked like he was playing. He's seen Jaylen Brown again for whatever reason. Can't do anything, can't score. You get the switch on Julius Randle. You can't even get past Julius Randle. You get the switch on Nas Reed. You can't get the switch on Nas Reed. I'm looking at Luka. Luka is struggling. Luka is supposed to be our closer. We drawing up all these ISO situations and trying to get him the matchup that he want. He can't get a bucket. All right, man. Who's next on that picture? I'm looking at LeBron. LeBron standing in the corner one possession, standing in the corner another possession, standing in the corner another possession, a third, a fourth, a fifth possession. I'm not trying to hear nothing about, oh, he preserved his energy for the defense. He's just trying to exert on the defense. He had 22 points in the first half of the game in game 4, Joe. 22. He played great defensively in the first half of that game, too. Joey scored 5 points the whole second half of game 4. 5 points the whole second half. So you mean to tell me you had to preserve your energy for a whole half just for defense? You couldn't look to be aggressive? The 5 points came on an and one layup, and free throws. That's how they came. One of them being a technical foul. We lost the game by 3 points. And my God, you couldn't give us more than 5 points in a whole half. I'm not taking away from his defense. His defense is great. His defense has been great all series. People laughed at me on Foles Takes when I said LeBron might be the Lakers' best defender. And I had Laker fans try to tell me, another Laker fan about my Lakers, try to tell me, oh, man, he just said LeBron's the best defender. Who would look like the best defender on the team is right now? Vando, who not getting no playing time. I'm going to get to that in a second. DFS, who getting blown by every chance he guarding Anthony Edwards. Don't get me started on Austin Reeves. Who you want, Luka? Who looking like the best defender? It's looking like LeBron. But again, he exerting that on defense, but you can't give us nothing in the second half of a must-win game 4 offensively, and you just running in the corner. You see Luka struggling. You see AR struggling, and you run into the corner, won't even shoot the basketball? Makes literally no sense to me. He's done this before. I'm tired of seeing this out of LeBron. My guy, if you don't have enough juice in the second half of a playoff series, you don't need to be playing anymore. It's that simple for me. You don't need to be playing anymore, bro. If you're the second best option on this team and you don't have any juice for the fourth quarter, which has been a thing now for multiple years against Denver and now against the Wolves, you do not need to be playing anymore. It's just that simple. Last but not least, JJ Redick, my guy. If you was going to coach like this, we could have kept Darvin Ham. We could have kept Darvin Ham if we was going to coach like this. You running 5 guys out there for a whole half? That's what we do. You don't trust nobody on the bench. You don't, not a soul. Not a soul. Nobody on the bench you trust. My guy, the Wolves are punishing us on the boards game in and game out. They're getting second chance opportunity after second chance opportunity. When the defense finally gets a stop, Joe, we got to scrap for every rebound, bro. We don't never just grab a board and get done. We always scrambling, fumbling, and bubbling for a rebound because 9 out of 10, Rudy done grabbed it, Nas Reed done grabbed it, Julius Randle done grabbed it, and we got to strip the ball from those guys and fight for the ball. So we get loose ball fouls and all kind of stuff going on because we can't get a rebound. I don't care if Jackson Hayes get 2 fouls to start the basketball game. I don't care if he could be lousy on offense. You have to give Jackson Hayes real minutes, bro. You got to play him 15, 20 minutes a game. I don't care. Play him until he foul out. I do not care. You have to give him an opportunity to go out there and grab rebounds, bro. You have to. The man played 4 minutes. He had 3 boards. 4 minutes. He had 3 boards, bro. Come on, bro. At the very least, he's a body that's going to get rebounds, my guy. At the very least, bro. At the very least, he's going to be a lob threat for a guy like Luka, who damn sure needs it, bro. He getting down in the paint and throwing the ball all which way. He needs the lob threat at the rim. LeBron needs the lob threat at the rim. All they doing is conversion on those guys when they attack the basket. That's what they missing, all these wide open layups at the rack. It makes no sense to me. The Wolves are a great basketball team. Nobody's taking away from the Wolves. And again, David Burns, I don't know if you're a Wolves fan or Joe, if that's your guy. I don't know if you're a Wolves. I don't know. But like I said, if you want to see me big up the Wolves, tune in the 4 Wolves takes tomorrow. This ain't about that. This is about the Lakers. Because I firmly believe this series could easily be 2-2 if the Lakers had played better basketball. So I say all that to say, and don't even get me started on officiating, because that's a whole nother conversation that I don't feel the need to dive into. That is going to be what it's going to be. You're going to have good calls. You're going to have bad calls. It's going to be what it's going to be. But at the end of the day, LeBron James and Luka Doncic, you boys better not be done. You boys better not be done. We better not go back to LA and lose. This series better go 7. Might not win it, but it better go 7. Ain't like the Wolves smoking you. Ain't like you getting blown out. It better go 7, bro. That's all I gotta say. It better go. You boys better be able to close a game. Luka, LeBron, close a game. And LeBron, you see Luka struggling. Go get the damn ball. Go get the ball. Luka shouldn't bring the ball up court every single possession in the 4th. Are you serious? Go get the basketball. Bring it up. Run a play. JJ, if you see they doing too much ISO offense, my boy, guess what? You need to call a timeout and draw up a play. I can tell you to go out there and play, run the screen, get the switch you want, and take them. I could do that. What happened to the wizardry? What happened to the Mind the Game podcast and all that stuff? Bro. Run the play, get somebody an open look. I'm sick, bro. This is no way in hell the Lakers should be down 3-1, bro. But since they put themselves in this hole, they better be prepared to dig themselves out. If I see the Lakers come out here and they just fold, bro, I don't care how much, I don't care how long guys been playing. I don't care. If they come out here and they fold in this game, I'm a loser if they come out here and they just lay an egg, bro. Don't come out here and fold in game 5. Come ready to play like you still believe it's a series, because it is. The Wolves' deficiencies, if you push them, they will come out eventually. They do for an L at home. They do for a bad 4th quarter. They do. But y'all got to show up, man. Everybody. Y'all got to show up, man.
Woo! That was good. You said everything. I'm just going to elaborate on something you already said. Number 1, now look at the Lakers Luka's playoff run last year. One of the big things, he had a lob threat. Jackson Hayes minutes, and he also rebound, like you said. Game 1, 8 minutes. Game 2, 9 minutes. Game 3, 9 minutes. Game 4, 4 minutes. Crazy. And the story of this game is the 4th quarter. I mean, it's a point blank. It's a 4th quarter. Like you said, rebounding. They are out-rebounding Lakers in the last 2 games in the 4th quarter, 24-16. In the 4th quarter, the Timberwolves are shooting 50%. The Lakers are shooting 31%. In the 4th quarter, the Timberwolves are shooting 50% from 3. Lakers are shooting 30%. And JJ Redick, playing the same 5 for a whole half straight when your guy played the most minutes in NBA history don't make sense. And it wasn't like it was a close game. AJ was up by 10, bro. Like,
just
give somebody a breather.
Come on, bro.
And look, you could jump. This is your segment, all right? I'm just adding on what you already said. If you want to jump at any time, do your thing. You want to say something about the minutes?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I do want to give props to Julius Randle, though. Julius Randle was the reason why I did not pick the Minnesota Timberwolves. I remember coming on here and saying that he's not a good playoff performer. Leading up to this point, he was shooting, I think, 30-something% from the field in the playoffs. This series, he's shooting 47% from the field, 45% from 3. And his rebounding numbers don't look as great, But the rebounds he's getting are like tough nose, tough hard rebounds, momentum building rebounds. There was one rebound he got when he was getting fouled. He got the rebound and then he passed. I think he tried to shoot it and missed and got his own rebound. They fouled him and they finally called foul. And he turned up. The crowd got hyped. He had a big three in game 5. Was the game 5, game 4? Mm-hmm. And Anthony Edwards out jumping in his face, got hyped. So Randall been playing very well. And like you said, and the reason why game 4, I believe y'all lost is because they were tired. It was one possession when Luka came up and he just looked gas. He dribbled, and he passed to LeBron. And LeBron was like, I'm tired, bro. He just jacked the long three and he bricked it. That right there was like, they tired. I told myself, they tired, man. So the Lakers got to come out and win that next game. But like you said, the Lakers, all these games, the first game was a physicality. The last 2 games, it was a full quarter. And Anthony Edwards has stepped up. Last game, I thought the Lakers were going to win that game for sure. They had all the momentum going to the full quarter. Ant came out here back-to-back threes. I was like, oh, man. Like, when that happened, then I think when Dorian Finney-Smith hit a 3, I think it was him. He hit a 3. I was like, oh, it might not be. I think Austin Reeves also hit a 3 late in the fourth quarter. But Bron, like, the game be at 38. Down the stretch, he did nothing. He took one shot and hit the side of the backboard.
Bro.
It was crazy. I know you was upset with that one.
He took one shot, hit the side of the backboard. JJ also did drop a play for him coming out of bounds where he went for a layup point blank and missed the layup.
Oh, yeah.
And then Luka, if you go back and watch the game, how many floaters in the lane wide open, even on fast breaks, did Luka miss in the game? Mm-hmm. Looking back at all of those and seeing that they lost by 3 points is like, fellas, I need y'all to be stars, bro. That's the part that's killing me, bro. When you look at the Lakers, when you look at the Lakers before the start of the playoffs, you're picking the Lakers to make a run because they have Luka and LeBron James. That's why you're picking them to make a run. They got Luka, they got LeBron. I'm expecting them to be solid. I'm expecting them to be a tough out. These guys not playing like stars when it matters, bro. And that's the part that kills me. Anthony Edwards is, y'all know how I feel about Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards. I could have told you Anthony Edwards is going to have a series because they got no real defensive matchup for him. Anthony Edwards going off on the offensive side of the ball, and you got Luka jacking up all these trash shots, and LeBron, you sitting up just watching? Bro, JJ said, I watched the press conference. JJ said, I told the guys if they needed a breather to let me know. And while the athlete side is like, yo, no athlete is going to ask out of a game, I've seen LeBron check himself out of games. I've seen LeBron be like, I'm going to sit for a moment. We all know Luka might not come out, but I've seen LeBron check himself out of a game, bro. If you that gas, bro, check yourself out of the game for a moment. Get the breather that you need because we're going to need you to shoot some. When we see Luka struggling like that, we're going to need you to shoot some shots down the stretch, bro. We got a solid game from DFS. He hit some shots in this game. We got a great game from Rui Hachimura. When we lost game 3, when the Lakers lost game 3, I said, look, this is going to be a tough series to win if we can't get nothing from none of the role players. One of these other guys got to give you 15 to 20. Rui Hachimura gave you 20, 23. Balling. I said, this is the game where now the stars got to come out and they got to will these guys to victory. And I just witnessed these guys play like absolute trash down the stretch, bro. It's Gabe Vincent, bro. He got playoff experience. Vanderbilt, I don't know why he don't get playing time. If you want to look for the best defender outside of LeBron, it's probably Vando, the guy who does all the dirty work, scraps for the loose balls and things like that. Why is he only playing 7 minutes? He's the guy to come in and replace Bron when it comes to just defense. Make him the floater from time to time, scrap and get rebounds, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. Why not give Vando tick? I don't understand the mindset behind. I'm not gonna play Jackson Hayes. I'm not gonna play Gabe Vincent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna get a young rookie an opportunity either. The young sniper we got. I'm not gonna give Dalton Connect no opportunities.
Yeah, no opportunities.
We just gonna run with the same 5 this small ball lineup where we clearly getting dismantled on the boards. LeBron clearly overexerting himself. And the last thing I'll say before we move on, Joe. The part in me, to answer the question directly, do I genuinely think the Lakers are done? I do think they're done. But I'm saying they better not be. But the reason why I say I do think they're done is because JJ told us they done, bro.
Man.
JJ told us they done, bro. JJ told us he only trusts 5 guys, bro. And you don't think the Wolves heard that? You don't think the Wolves see that? You don't think the team see that? Like, dang, you only trust 5 of us out here, bro?
Yeah.
So you done ran your best 5 guys, quote unquote, into the dirt. So thank God they got a couple days rest. Who knows what we get from Bron in this next game? Who knows what you get from Luka in this next game? Who knows if Rui shows up the same way? You ran these guys into the dirt and then didn't win the game. What do you tell your team after the game heading into this game 5? We still got it, y'all. We just got to believe in ourselves. We just, bro, you just showed us you didn't trust us like that for real. I mean, come on now, bro. Come on now, bro. It's mind-boggling all the way around watching this Laker team. And I couldn't be more disappointed in the Laker team, bro. I could not be top to bottom. I trusted JJ. I trusted LeBron. I trusted Luka. They better not be done, Joe. At least give me 7. At least give me 7, Joe.
Yeah.
And all of you dudes in these from Ty, who Pacers finally made it to the second round. From I don't know who David supports. You boys, unless y'all got 17 banners, you can't talk to me. You can't talk to me. So you control all you want. Up your banner game. Then you can holler at AJ.
It was requested. I'm sorry. But look though.
Dang.
Do you hear about the big news from the Lakers? The big news?
What's that? That they finna go home?
They are upgrading Max Kleber to questionable.
Oh my God.
So like on Twitter, it's like a big joke, like he gonna save y'all. So, but you said everything, man. Like, but yeah, I think they done.
To answer the question, I think they done. Yeah, bro.
Y'all can't lose in 5 though, because that whole Lakers in 5, they're gonna flip on y'all.
Bruh,
y'all gotta win games.
They better not come out in LA and lose, bro. They better not, bro. They better not, bro. And again, last thing I say to these comments. You said you live in the now, but you're bringing up what happened last year, number 1. And number 2, y'all not going nowhere this year either, bro. Y'all got past the Bucks. Kudos. You got what, the Cavs next? Come on, bro. Y'all. Why, bro? Why? Come on, bro. Why? Why are you even doing this, bro? Y'all not going nowhere either, bro. Like, you'll be right at home with us pretty soon. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. Well, let's move on, though, man. Let's move on. Move on to the next one, man.
Oh,
I made everybody. I don't care. I made everybody. I don't care. Whoever want it can get it. Call me the can man. Whoever want it can get it. I do not care. None of y'all boys got championships around here. Except for Teddy. Shout out to Teddy. He not here though. So
I know he not there though.
He not here. He the only one who can combat that. Like, I got it. Like, I can't say nothing to Teddy.
The can man.
Let's move on, man. Let's move on. We spent way too much time on that topic.
Get off your chest.
I had a lot to get off my chest. Joe, we see how the Warriors are competing. One team that's not playing like LA, they playing like they want to win. We got the Golden State Warriors, man. Golden State Warriors got the Rockets down 3-1. We see Jimmy playing well. We see Draymond playing well. We see Steph playing well. We see Coach Kirk coaching his butt off. And I'm looking at the landscape of the West. Lakers don't look like they're going to advance. We see Denver and the Clippers in a war right now, in a battle for, the next spot in the playoffs, right? We see the Wolves now coming up in the West. And you got OKC that's at the top that's just chilling, just kind of watching it all after they got done sweeping the Grizzlies. So, Joe, I got to ask you, man, of all the teams in the West right now, with teams that you expect to advance, are the Warriors now the biggest threat to OKC in the Western Conference?
Woo! Are they the biggest threat to OKC in the Western Conference? I would say yes. I was battling between them and the Clippers, but I'm gonna say yes because of the championship pedigree, Jimmy Butler's hunger to win a championship. See, look, the Warriors, right? This is what I like about the Warriors. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is the biggest difference maker in the Warriors because we all know before Jimmy Butler got there, the Steph minutes were really good, but the minutes without Steph were very poor. And we saw that in the game 2 when Jimmy Butler got hurt. But Jimmy Butler, since being there in Golden State, right, in this playoffs, he just turns up to a different level. One thing about Jimmy Butler is when there's a play that needs to be made, Jimmy Butler is there. So we've seen the Clippers in the past fold with some similar players in this roster. We've seen the Clippers not achieve greatness. We've seen the Clippers get injured. But this Warriors team, it's close coming out. Steph Curry told Draymond this might be our last ride. Jimmy Butler is still ringless. You know, Steph is chasing him and LeBron is fighting for that 5th ring. You know how bad he wants that. And then Draymond guaranteeing that they're gonna win a championship. It's a lot of things right on this year for the Warriors. But Jimmy Butler in this series with the Rockets, did you know in the fourth quarter, out of both teams, he's first in points per game, and he's also first in steals. So he's a big impact on both sides of the ball in the fourth quarter. And AJ, this is right. This stat right here tells me how Jimmy is a different guy in the playoffs. In the regular season, the man is 62% from the free throw line. 62%. In this series, he's 17 from 20. 85%. Last night, he was 12 for 12. He had 5 clutch free throws within a minute of the game to win the game, basically. 5 clutch free throws in a row. So Jimmy Butler, with him being there, he's just different. I mean, the team is just different. There's a different vibe. It's like that Heat culture we all talk about because we know they ain't got it right now after that. They lost the other night. The Heat culture, he kind of added it on to what the Warriors already had. You know, so the toughness and all that stuff. And I love the fact that the Warriors, they embrace physicality. Houston's a very physical team. They embrace physicality. But come on, man. The question is the biggest threat. That's all they're going to be for real. You out the West. You saw OKC. I know you watched that game 1, AJ. You was like, dang.
Yeah.
OKC looked pretty good. They won by 51. It was up by 57 at one point. Game 2, blew them boys out again. Game 3, I get it, y'all got hurt. But what it showed them coming back and winning that game, being down 29, young teams don't do that, AJ. Young teams don't do that. They don't come back from 30 points and winning in a playoff game on the road. I don't care who's out there. So them doing that, it shows you a lot. And then look, game 4. Game 4 was the Caruso show. Show was game 3 kind of. These boys, AJ, when you play basketball, you play 5-on-5. You know? When you were like, you know, probably like when you were 18, 19, 17, 16, you playing 5-on-5, you running. I mean, we talking about constant. You running. You ain't getting tired. You know? Y'all play against the OS, you and your homies, y'all running them. They ain't trying to run with y'all. They trying to play halves. But as you get older, you like, I can't run as much as I used to. OKC Thunder, they are a young team. They're constantly running. Defensively, they're dogs. They're hounds. J. Will, SGA, Ludor, Caruso. Caruso, man, like I said about Caruso goes the extra mile every single time. He was guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. in game 4. He was guarding them. People forget when the Bulls played the Bucks 2 years ago, he was guarding Giannis. So Caruso is the X factor for that team. So OKC still win the West, but who the biggest threat? Yes, it's the Warriors.
I think the Warriors showed me a lot in this last game. I think they showed me a lot. Because I'm looking at the Warriors, and I'm like, what's going to happen if Steph can't go off? If Steph don't have a day, right? But we see what we got defensively from Draymond. We see what we got from Jimmy Butler. We see what we got from Buddy Hield. Granted, this is at home, so you know guys play better at home naturally anyway. But you see what you got from those guys. We saw what we got from Brandon. We saw what we got from Post. The Warriors with Jimmy Butler look like a complete team. Like, Steph commands so much attention. Jimmy commands so much attention that it opens the doors for everybody else. Guys getting clean looks, guys getting easy buckets, and Coach Kerr is coaching his butt off. So I think the Warriors are a serious threat. But I'm not going to lie, bro. Watching this Nuggets and Clippers series, oh my gosh, bro. I'm kind of feeling like whoever wins that series is probably going to be a bit of a better threat or a bigger threat to OKC than the Warriors are. Because in all honesty, I think both of those teams, I probably still put ahead of Golden State. As crazy as it sounds, yes, bro. And I know the one that's tricky is Denver. But like I said about Denver, bro, these boys got so much heart, bro. They are a tough out for any team. And I feel like, first off, Draymond is Draymond. I don't think in the series this year he's got anything for Jokic. I do like Jimmy Butler kind of floating around defensively, but Aaron Gordon is a problem now. Jamar Murray is still a problem. And Michael Porter Jr., when he gets it going, he could go from anywhere from 15 to 30 on a good night. So they got the players in. Now, their defense can be a little shaky from time to time. Russell Westbrook is a wild card. He could go off one day and have a game, and then he could sell a game. You just never know what you're going to get out of Russ. But he's kind of their wild card, almost like their X factor when he's on his game. So I'm looking at them like, it's hard for me to count that team out for sure, especially seeing as though they'll also have home court advantage. I'm looking at the Warriors in this matchup against the Rockets. The Rockets just don't seem like they're ready. The Rockets don't look like their best player, Jalen Green. I don't know what's up with his offensive game. It's not the greatest. They don't seem like they don't have a good enough team right now that can compete and knock out Golden State. It's too much championship pedigree there. It's too much quality basketball. There's too much brains on that side of the basketball. But that's not a problem for Denver. They got enough there. And then these Clippers, bro. These Clippers. We both picked them to win this series. I still believe they will. But the Clippers are serious. Kawhi playing the way he playing. Harden, he making me eat my words. Harden been hooping. He ain't shown that other side of him just yet. I'm interested in seeing if he do tonight. But he hasn't shown that other side of him just yet, where he freezes up and is not playing well. Harden is playing well. Norman Powell is playing well. You still got Ty Lue as a head coach that can scheme it up with the best of them. Can't forget about Zubac, who is a problem in the paint for I think anybody over there for OKC. And they also have, again, they have a ton of experience. So when I look at those two teams, I honestly feel like they're going to have a harder time getting past whoever advances. Granted, health, as long as everybody gets through this series healthy, they're going to have a harder time getting through whoever comes out of that Denver and Clippers series than they are going to have coming out of whoever wins between, it looks like, the Warriors and Minnesota. Like, in my opinion, I think they're going to have a hard time with either one of those teams. And if I had to pick a team, I didn't actually pick a team. I just said one of those two. If I had to pick a team that's the biggest threat, I would probably say the Clippers. Because Kawhi is ridiculous on both sides of the ball. Zubac is a problem. Harden is
over the Warriors too? Like the Clippers are big threat? I'm with that too. I'm, you know me, I ain't fighting that.
Yeah, and I think home court advantage makes a difference. I think home court advantage, it's not making a difference now because the Rockets are just, they not good to me. They were a really good regular season team. They're not a good playoff team so far. Their best players are just too young. But like that ain't gonna be a problem when you go and see either one of these teams, especially the Clippers. Like it's not gonna be a problem next round. So I think the Clippers, if I had to pick one, are the biggest threat. But I honestly think number 2 is Denver. I think number 2 is it, bro. Don't be. We both picked the Clippers to win. Do not be shocked if Denver wins this series, bro. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm curious to see what the score is right now. I think the game has started, but don't be shocked.
The Clippers the Nuggets could win. Like, look, when I watched that Nuggets and Clippers game, the intensity was just different for the Nuggets. The Nuggets, like I said, I think I said in the chat, they treat it like a game 7. But if the Clippers play the Warriors, the Clippers might win that series. Nuggets play the Warriors winning that series.
I don't know, man.
We might never know because, Clippers don't handle business.
Because who?
The Pistons beat New York.
Oh, they won tonight?
Yeah, they won.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Fight. You know what I mean? Fight, push it to 6.
We got to
get it.
Okay.
Fight, push it to 6. But yeah, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing out of that Denver and Clippers series. So
yeah, I'm
those are the two teams I'm looking at. Like, yo, especially with the Lakers out of the way. And OKC, and we're going to move on to the last topic of the day to wrap up. OKC, even though they look great in the first 2 games, bro, You said it, bro. Them boys was down 26 points in game 3, bro. And then they barely eked by in game 4 without Ja. And everybody trying to troll Ja because Ja, he do his talking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a 2-2 series.
Mm-hmm.
If Ja is healthy and is able to finish, they still going right now if Ja is healthy. And so I'm not saying that Memphis would have won, but you see them kinks in the armor, bro. You see them chips in the armor where it's like, they're nice, but they can be had, though.
Mm-hmm.
They can be had. So
I ain't mad at y'all.
I'm almost, I kind of want to wait to see who get through. But I almost want to say, Joe, whoever get out of that Denver and LA series is going to the finals. I almost want to say it. I think it'd be harder for the Nuggets, but
yeah, I know you scarred by the Nuggets, but
I'm very scarred from them guys. But I respect them a ton. I got a lot of respect for them. You know what I mean? Especially seeing what they're doing in this series. A series where I feel like they are outmatched and they still like they fighting tooth and nail, bro. Tooth and nail to get through. I think both them teams gonna be a tough out. So
man, I know you scarred. I know somebody you scarred by, but you don't have the same respect by.
Who that?
And it's the Bucks.
That transition was perfect.
I mean, the Bucks, they lose 4-1 2 years in a row to the Pacers. Dame gets hurt. We all know what happened. He tore his Achilles in game 4, trying to fight back. They dropped the only game they won when Gary Trent Jr. had a career day. It's the only game they won. Giannis is a leading scorer in the playoffs, and they still lost, AJ. So shout out to Ty in the comments. We both picked the Bucks off the strength of Giannis. We just said Giannis is the leading scorer, and they still lost 4-1. So, AJ, what's next for the Milwaukee Bucks?
First things first, Ty, I still think y'all sweet. Just be honest. Just to be honest, I'm just saying, like, you troll me all you want. I still don't think y'all that nice. To be real, I think y'all were a great matchup for the Bucks, and I said it before the series started. I said it's not a favorable matchup. I said that verbatim. It's not a favorable matchup, but I trust Giannis is going to get it done. To their credit, the Pacers, they did their thing. They dominated in a way. I think Dame probably rushed back a little too soon. You know, Gary Trent, he had a great series. But Dame going down in game 4, man, I didn't even watch the game. After he went down, I stopped. I didn't watch the game. I said, yeah. I know that this series is, I know that, forget this game. I know this series is over with now. I know it's over. Because there will be one thing, Joe. If Dame didn't come back at all, and you just ran the same lineups that you've been running before Dame got back from his injury, and you had that chemistry and that rhythm, and now we know what we going to do game to game, every single game in this series without Dame in the lineup. It's another thing to game plan for Dame to be back. Dame is back now. Now Dame is starting to get his footing, and now he tears his Achilles within the first, 3 minutes of the game. Now you got to scramble within that game. You got to change the game plan back to what it was before. And then you got to deal with these guys are human at the end of the day. You got to also deal with the emotion of like, dang, my guy just dealt with blood clots, came back, he's healthy now, and then he comes out and he tears his Achilles in the next game. Like that's a lot to, even though it's the playoffs, that's a lot for any human that's close to Dame to kind of just get over in that moment. Like, oh, dang, like Dame is done and he's done. Like he didn't tore his Achilles not only for this year, but next year we don't know what's to come. So it's like, I feel like that's a lot to overcome. So I didn't watch today's game. I know it ended crazy. I have to go back and see exactly what happened. I didn't watch last game. I knew that it wasn't going to go in the Bucks' favor. After that, it was like, well, this series is pretty much over with. I'm looking at the Bucks, and when I'm mistaken, the question is, what's next for the Bucks? Man, you got to do everything you can to hold on to Giannis. You got to do everything you can to hold on to Giannis. And to be honest with you, Joe, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think you can't move Dame now. He didn't tore his Achilles, so you can't really move off of him, right? I mean, maybe you get maybe you move a guy like see what's out there for Bobby Portis. You see what's out there for Kevin Porter Jr. Like you see what's out there to improve the team. You get more shooters around, more consistent shooters and scorers around Giannis. I still think it was a mistake to come off of Chris Middleton, and I stand by that. Even though Kevin Porter Jr. has been great, I still think that was a bit of a mistake. But all in all, like I don't know where you go from here, bro. I probably don't bring Doc back. In all honesty, I probably don't bring him back, especially if this game. The Bucks. Now I haven't seen it yet. All I know is the Bucks were up 117 to 111 with 40 seconds left, and they lost the game. I don't know how that happened, but bruh, if it happened in the way I'm envisioning, turnovers and loose balls and all this, not like a timeout, whatever the case may be, Doc gotta go. You had a chance to push this to 6 games. I don't know, man. And a chance to go back to Milwaukee at that. To push the 6 with game 6 in Milwaukee to really make it a series again. Yeah, man. I don't know, Joe. To be honest, I really don't know. 118 to 111 with 36 seconds left.
How do you lose that?
How do you lose that game, bro? Yeah, I don't know.
Dane shot 22% from the field in these playoffs. He wasn't good at all.
He was terrible. Yeah. And I thought game 4 was gonna be his game. I said, okay, he got his feet underneath him 2 straight games. I thought game 4, I thought we was gonna see like a 30-point game. I thought he was gonna explode in game 4 and make it a series. He tore his Achilles.
Yo, all I know is Giannis gotta go.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Bucks, man. Giannis is under contract. Right, these are all the players that's under contract for the Bucks. Like nobody's going nowhere. Giannis under contract until 27-28 season. He has a player option that year. Sorry, Dame's under contract for another 2 years. Kyle Kuzma under contract another 3 years. Brook Lopez is the only one who contract is up. Bobby Portis another 2 years. Pat Connaughton another 2 years. Kevin Porter Jr. another 2 years. Everybody's here for at least 2 years. Except for guys like Gary Trent, Taurean Prince, and Brook Lopez. But everybody is locked up. So, and they got player options. Based on how they play, they gonna exercise.
Yeah, they are. They go, hey, go ahead, give me that money. Yeah.
And that came to a revelation. America is saying Giannis needs a closer.
Yes. Yeah. That's why you keep Chris Middleton.
Think about. But Dame supposed to be the closer, but
that's true too.
You know, but think about this, AJ. Since 19, think about your whole life of watching basketball. Name all the big men who won championships on the top of your head. You got Shaq,
Olajuwon,
Duncan,
Kareem, Duncan, KG,
okay, KG.
Who else? Giannis won one.
Giannis, okay, Giannis. Throw Giannis in there.
I'm trying to think who else. Who am I missing? Wilt won some. Obviously, Bill Russell.
But that's all way back then.
Okay. All big you got me like a pop quiz. I'm trying to think of all the bigs.
That's cool. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go through these names real quick. Kareem had a go-to move. Hook shot. Shaq had Kobe, a closer. Olajuwon was a scorer, bona fide scorer. He was a closer. Duncan, he had a midi, like he had that backboard jump, like you know what I mean. Like he had a go-to move. KG, I mean his midi was on point. And Giannis, when he won, he had Chris Middleton, who was a closer. Giannis needs a closer. Giannis is gonna keep you in the game. He's gonna get his 35. But down the stretch, he needs a guy who's gonna get buckets. That's what you need. Like big men usually ain't closers. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So he won't win if you don't have a closer next to him unless he develops into a closer, which I don't see happening.
It's not happening at this point in his career. Nope.
He's really a big. He's really a big for real. You know. So the Bucks, man, get rid of Doc and. I don't know what to do from there. But shout out to the Pacers. They earned this. I I only picked Giannis because the Bucks because of Giannis. I even said during the season if the Pacers and Bucks meet up, I'm going with the Pacers, and then I talked myself into picking the Bucks because of Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even surprised the Pacers 1-4-1 for real. So shout out to the Pacers, shout out to Ty, and they were the better team, better matchup, better coach, and everything.
Last thing I want to say before,
And I do want to say I'm not going. I think the Pacers before this. We did on R12. I picked the Pacers outside of Cleveland and Boston was the scariest team in the East. So don't sleep on the Pacers, bro. Like,
I'm knocked out. Knocked out. I'm knocked out. I'm knocked out, bro. They got to wake me up, bro. I'm knocked out. I'm snoring and all, man. Slobbing, drooling. I got to let the drool. Yeah, I mean, all that. I do want to say before we end the show, I couldn't agree with this comment more. They shouldn't have got rid of Drew. It's hard to say in hindsight now though, because I really thought that the tandem of Dame and Giannis was gonna be crazy. I think everybody did,
bro. I never thought that.
I thought it was gonna be sick, but looking at this now in hindsight, they definitely shouldn't have got rid of Drew. We see the effect of that, and we see him go and win a championship with the Celtics. And something else that would say brought up getting rid of Rondo and Dwight Howard after the Lakers won their championship. What do the Lakers need right now? They probably need another ball handler, to be honest, that can really go out there and get their own. And they need a big, like a Dwight Howard, that can block shots and get rebounds. Somebody that JJ can depend on. And they ain't got neither for. So.
Okay, David Burns from Cedar Hill, Texas.
Shout out, hey, thank you for tuning in. I know I went at you for a second, but I appreciate you for tuning in, man. I was mad about my Lakers, man. I'm hot about my Lakers. It's all good. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Great point you brought up.
Yeah, very solid.
All right, let's wrap this up. It was a great show.
Yes,
my last words, shout out to the whole network. Shout out to the whole R12 family. Shout out to my boy AJ. He bought some. He bought some. He bought some. He always bring energy, but today was different. That Lakers segment was really good. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. So, can't wait to see you next Tuesday. I want to know. Can't wait to see you next Tuesday.
Whether they going at 5 or going at 6 or 7, however.
Wherever we go, y'all might just win. You never know. Shout out to the Commanders, man. I think we had a great drive. I love the guys we got. We addressed the O-line. What can I say? The best thing, the Eagles won a Super Bowl. How he does, he addressed the front line, and that's what we're doing. We address the front line. Everybody keeps saying protect your quarterback. Yes, that's true, but the run game was terrible second half of the year because the O-line wasn't as good as we thought it was. JD makes it a little better because he can extend plays, but the running game was shot towards the end of the year. The only time we had a good game running the ball for real, outside of Jane Daniels, was against the Detroit Lions. And their defense was decimated. So outside of that game, bro, we struggled to run the ball. So I'm glad we are buffing the O-line and we got pieces for the defense also. So I'm excited about this upcoming year. My man Adam Peter said before the draft started, we ready to play right now. Everybody we get in the draft is a little extra. That's what he said.
Man, I feel him. I respect it.
And King, thing I say about y'all, but for real.
My last words, man. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to my ranting session today, man. I knew today was gonna be a long one for you, boy. You know what I mean? So appreciate everybody for tuning in. I like this. AJ, Ray J, Uncle Shay, Lakers out in 5. That's funny. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take that on the chin. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's episode of Unfazed, man. As usual, it's appreciated. Eagles, I thought the Eagles also had a great draft. I think they addressed a lot of needs that they have. Safety, defensive line, secondary in general. I think they addressed a lot of different needs that they had. So I love what they did in the draft. They got an A draft from me. Maybe not an A+, but they got an A draft from me.
I think the whole NFC East got an A for real.
Yeah. Like we drafted really well. This season is going to be interesting. This season is. If I was the Cowboys, I would have went receiver, but I understand going Tyler Booker. I do understand it. Got to replace Zach Martin. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you do adjust the offensive line. We respect it, especially with the Commanders' defensive line getting better, and then the Eagles' defensive line being what it is. And so you got to adjust offensive line. But Giants' defensive line is looking crazy this year, so I get it. Adjust your offensive line. But yeah, man. I love what we did in draft. We'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Right now, unfortunately, I'm locked in on these Lakers. And speaking of the Lakers, bruh, get it to 7 games, bro. Get it to 7. It is doable. If they come out here and they play hard, it is doable. The Wolves are due for a home loss. You're going back home. It's the beauty in being down 3-1 is that, number one, it's not over. And number two, is going down 3-1 with a game coming up at the crib. It'd be one thing if you had to go to Minnesota. You got to go to LA. You're going back home. You're going back home. They've been one of the best home teams all season in the league. I think they like third in the best with the best third best home record in the NBA this year, something like that. So you're going back home, get a win at the crib. If you could get game 6, game 7, I think Bron's undefeated in game 7s. So it ain't over quite yet, even though it is, it ain't. Just fight. All I ask for is that y'all fight, man. That's all I ask. And I will say I remain unfazed, but these Lakers got me unfazed, Joe. Oh, no, these Lakers got me phased. I can't even get it out right. I can't even end the show right. They got me phased, Joe. They got me phased, bro.
Phased. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.